The girl lay on the coffin. Feel the nearest distance to your mother. Until the workers drove her away. She didn't give up. The girl turns around 3 times in one step. Reluctantly leave. Because this is a free public cemetery. Once the soil enters the pit. A week later. No tombstone. No mark. Finally. I couldn't find a place to mourn. The girl's name is Liz. Her family can be described as desperate. Mother's alcoholism and schizophrenia. When alcohol addiction occurs, will rob the family of the remaining relief funds, not out of date. Even kneeling on the ground begging her daughter. Until I took the money. She will show a satisfied smile. Father is the other extreme. He is indifferent and selfish, regardless of others' life or death. The only fun every day. Just slumped on the sofa watching TV. No matter how dirty or bad the home is, he won't do anything. As for the daughter, the husband and wife don't care at all. Liz is hungry. You can only go to the garbage can to find food. Come to school. She's dirty and smelly. Messy hair. Reach out and touch it. There are lice. All students avoid it. The teacher also advised her not to take the exam. What good grades can you get if you don't come to school? But Liz didn't agree this time.
I'll take it. Doesn't look that hard.
The teacher left helplessly, but when judging the paper, only to find out that this girl is a genius, actually got full marks. She wants to be clear. Liz just said faintly, "Teach yourself the encyclopedia lost by your neighbor." The teacher asked her to go on to school, but Liz turned a deaf ear. She has to go home to take care of her mother. Yes, an 8-year-old girl, to take care of adults in their 30s. How ridiculous. But Liz did her best, put this broken home together. But the accident happened. Mother can no longer stand her father's cold violence. To move in with grandpa and try to take her away with her. Liz wouldn't say anything. She thought as long as she stayed, you can save your mother. This family will not break up. Until the welfare agency came to the door. Because the living environment is too poor, they're sending Liz to a welfare home. She begged desperately, but my father was indifferent. Yan Wanjing watched her daughter be taken away. This time, Liz is completely dead. But I just entered the welfare home. She just found out. This is falling into another hell. The children in it form gangs, especially for newcomers. Will directly pick up a bowl of porridge, fall on her. The others laughed. Only Liz was screaming in pain. She dare not resist. Only work more. Try to avoid these troubles. It's been a long time. Liz's heart finally collapsed. She desperately escaped from the welfare home. After leaving, I found myself homeless. Father has been sent to the shelter as a tramp. Have no alternative against one's will. She can only go to the father-in-law's house to take in her mother. But my mother was seriously ill. I can only rely on my grandfather for support. Liz's arrival. It means there are more mops. Make grandpa, who has been angry for a long time, more angry. Finally, on the night my mother was drunk, he kicked Liz out of the house directly.
You'll end up trash anyway. Just like your parents.
Liz was forced to wander. At 15, she slept on a bench. Make a living by begging. I'm really hungry. Just eat food that others don't want. But she still takes advantage of grandpa's absence. Secretly visit his seriously ill mother. Mother always asks Liz when to go to school. Liz could only reply with a wry smile. I'll go when you're better. But this kind of waiting is a pity after all. Not long after, mother died of illness. Liz didn't even see the last side. She had to rush to the cemetery. All I saw was a coffin. There are no flowers, no priest. The names are misspelled. The burial worker can only be called she. After everyone left, the friend who accompanied me finally couldn't watch it. Write the last epitaph for mother. This is the only comfort she can give Liz. Then she left. 2. Liz is the only one left. Suddenly she jumped on the coffin. Lied down. A warm moment of mother and daughter flashed through her mind. No matter how miserable mother is, but she's awake. No doubt he loves his daughter. Liz clung to the board. It seems to feel the mother's temperature, but the cruel reality. Wake her up again. If you don't get up, the excavator will use soil. Bury her together. Liz had to get up and leave. She got down on the subway. She knows she can't wander anymore. She must change.
I don't want to be an idiot. I want to go to school.
Liz went to a school to sign up for school, but because I'm not familiar with the route, she was an hour late. The students are full, but Liz didn't give up. Insist on coming to the registration form. She waited a long time after filling out the application for admission. The headmaster finally appeared. Liz seizes the opportunity. Try to persuade the other party.
I need the chance to climb out of this place that I've been born in.
This remark moved the headmaster. He promised Liz to enter school, but there is one condition. Must talk to her guardian. Liz can't help it. Only go to the shelter to find the wandering father. Not seen for many years. Father and daughter did not greet each other. Only at the request of my daughter. Father completed the task with difficulty. After leaving the school gate, he received the reward from his daughter. Where did the money come from? Liz just replied that she was working. Father realized that Liz was only 16 years old. He suddenly felt a little sad. Keep apologizing, but Liz didn't complain. After all, when I was a child, it was her father who took her on the road of learning. She tried to show her love for her father, but the father's reaction was,
"Don't love me. It's a waste of energy."
And finally, he still couldn't help hugging his daughter and say to her,
"Stay in school. I blew this, but you can do this."
After father left, Liz dried her tears, officially start learning, but the missed 2-year course. She had to catch up desperately. After class, She went crazy for tutoring. Immediately ask the teacher for advice as soon as you catch the opportunity. Even when working, she will also post the information on the sink. No place to live. Then sleep in the subway. Liz calculated 70 minutes for one train. After sleeping for 4 times, I can get to school in advance, although tired. But it was also the first time she felt the law of life, and I'm working hard for my future life. After, the president organized the top 10 students to visit the university. At this time, Liz was already the first in the school. They came to Harvard, looking at the solemn teaching building, and open and free students. Liz planted a seed in her heart. Now that you've worked hard enough, why not stand on tiptoe to touch this top university? But achievements alone are not enough. She must raise enough tuition. To this end, she's eyeing a scholarship from the New York Times. It offers $12,000 a year until graduation from university because the amount is huge. 3,000 people sign up every year. In the end, only 6 people passed. And the content of this application is: how did you overcome challenges and obstacles? This application, Liz has been writing for 4 months. Finally, on his 18th birthday, she stepped on the deadline, handed it in a hurry. This is not only the best adult gift she gave herself, it also means that she can finally say the fact that he is homeless, because she won't have to be thrown into a welfare home anymore. Without doubt, first in the school, let Liz pass the first trial. When it comes to the interview, she told her story honestly. Mother dies, family is broken, and lives on the street. This 18-year-old girl, no hostility. Instead, he told everything calmly. Even the interviewer was moved. He took Liz out in person, hugged this strong girl. Finally, Liz passed. She entered Harvard University as she wished. In an interview with the media, a reporter asked, "How did you succeed?" Liz answered that,
How could I not do it? My parents showed me what the alternative was.
for Native families, she didn't escape, she didn't complain. Still in the most muddy darkness, catch the glimmer of love. For the unfortunate experience, she always struggles. Never give up every hope of climbing out. Such a person, how can it succeed? This is the story of Liz Murray, the miracle girl. Now she is studying for a doctorate at Harvard. She also became a speaker. Tell everyone with your own experience, even if born in despair, can also live out hope.